Hi everyone, it's Trishna. So today I want to talk to you about a concept that I talk a lot about on this channel, which is a law of polarity, although I usually refer to it as duality. And I want to talk about it in a bigger context, in a much more important context. So I've been noticing a lot more lately, and I know it's been around for a while, but lately I've been seeing a lot more posts around conspiracy theories. People who are anti 5G or anti technology, anti modern medicine, don't believe coronavirus is real, anti vaccine. And I know that these are common topics in the spiritual community. And I know that a lot of people in the spiritual community believe in these conspiracies and believe that because they believe in these conspiracies, it means that they are awakened and that they are awakening all of us out of the 3D matrix. And I want to give you a different view on that because I don't actually think that that is correct. That's not really the right way to think about it. And I want to talk about why, when you really hold on to a conspiracy theory, you're not awakening humanity out of the 3D matrix. You're actually holding us in stronger within that 3D matrix. And holding on to these conspiracy theories doesn't mean that you are awakened. It actually means that you are still playing into the system that we are all caught up in right now. So that is what I want to talk to you about in this video. So again, like I was mentioning before, there's a lot of conspiracies around anti-vaccine, anti-modern medicine, anti-technology and 5G, coronavirus isn't real. The thing about all of this is it all feeds in to the law of polarity. And the law of polarity is what is holding this 3D matrix in place. So the law of polarity essentially says that there is either or. There's this option or that option. There is the Republican Party and there's the Democratic Party. There are atheists and there are staunch religious folks. There is toxic masculinity and there is toxic femininity. And these two polar opposites are what divide us. That's why America is so divided right now, because they're two polar opposites, or that's how we think about these things. In reality, these polar opposites aren't opposite at all. They're actually one and the same. If you talk to an atheist and you talk to a staunch religious person, you'll start to notice that they're actually the exact same person. If you talk to somebody who embodies a toxic masculinity and you talk to somebody who embodies toxic femininity, you'll start to realize they're kind of the exact same person. They behave the same way, they have the same mentalities. If you look at an alt-right person and an alt-left person, they're essentially the same person as well. So what we see as polarities, as opposites, what creates that division for us, ultimately at the end of the day is the same. And, polarity can show up in a lot of different ways, like fate versus free will, and really both are present. And so when we believe in conspiracy theories, we're falling into that. We believe it's natural or homeopathic medicine versus modern medicine. And I just don't see it as two opposite things. I believe in natural medicine. I believe in homeopathy. I believe in the law of attraction and that we can attract healing to ourselves, that we can attract a healthy body. But I also believe in modern medicine. And I believe that all of consciousness, I believe that everything is spiritual because everything is consciousness and consciousness is spirit. And so if we have modern medicine, it is a part of our consciousness and it is spiritual as well. Spirit is in everything, including modern medicine. And I also understand that modern medicine is extremely important in certain times when we need very quick and fast healing. Some people sometimes need surgeries. And that is where modern medicine has its strength, where it comes into play, where natural medicine does not have its play. And I know for me personally, I was using the law of attraction a long time ago to improve my eyesight. I wanted to have 20/20 vision again. And for a little while it worked. For maybe 5 years, every time I went to the doctor, my eyesight improved a little more, improved a little more, improved a little more. But eventually it hit a plateau. And I didn't want to do LASIK. I was terrified of LASIK. And so I just thought, you know what? This is where I'm at. I can accept that. All good. And then a series of events happened to where I got so frustrated with my contacts and so frustrated with my glasses that frustration overcame my fear of LASIK. I got LASIK and I've never looked back since. I guess I haven't looked back since. I got 20/20 vision now and it's amazing and I'm so glad that I did it. So I don't see these things as separate. Sometimes law of attraction draws us to things that are not on the natural or spiritual side. because everything, again, is spiritual. And when we look at something as either or, when we look at vaccine as bad or good, modern medicine is bad or good, when we have that duality, when we have that split, when we're on one end of the spectrum, we're holding that pillar of the 3D matrix in place. So I just want to talk about this a little bit more, just to kind of get our thoughts around it, just so we can see how we are holding the matrix in place when we really buy into conspiracy theories. But I'm also going to leave us with how we can actually use the conspiracy theories to break ourselves out of this 3D matrix and break humanity out of the 3D matrix as well. And it's actually very simple and very beautiful and very nice. And again, that brings that balance that I'm talking about. I'm not saying conspiracy theory or no conspiracy theory. It's in the middle. It's how do we use the conspiracy theory in such a way that it breaks us out of the matrix. So before we get into that, I just want to talk a little bit about some of the beliefs and a little bit more about how we anchor ourselves in the matrix when we believe in conspiracy theory. So the first one is when we believe in a conspiracy theory, first of all, it's one-sided. We're getting information that is leaving out everything else so that the facts look like it is accurate. So that is one-sided already, and therefore we're receiving information that is out of balance, and it puts us out of balance as a result. Now the other thing is the conspiracy theory is created and doctored in such a way that it creates a sense of fear, that it builds a sense of anxiety. And that again takes us out of balance. But also that anxiety and that fear creates paranoia and makes us feel like we have to watch our backs. It makes us feel like there's somebody or a greater organization out to get us. And when we have that fear, that anxiety, and that paranoia, that feeds the 3D matrix. So when we buy into these conspiracy theories and when we focus on them, we're feeding the matrix and we're holding it strongly in place. We're actually adding to it being a stronger matrix that we're all within. And also, the thing is with the law of attraction, where our attention goes, energy flows. Where our attention goes, creation flows. So when we buy into these conspiracy theories and when we hold on to them and focus on them and allow the fear and the paranoia and the anxiety to take over, we're attracting more of that into our reality. So that is again how we are attracting the 3D matrix into our reality and into the reality of all of humanity even more when we focus on conspiracy theories. I also want to talk to you about how believing in conspiracy theories actually kind of gives more power to the powers that be. We've already talked about where attention goes, energy flows, and creation flows. But we're actually giving the powers that be way more credit than they deserve. So yeah, we talked about the attention one, so let's talk about the second part, the second way that we're actually giving a lot more credit to the powers that be than we really need to. When we believe that the powers that be have everything figured out, this whole master plan, and everything is going exactly to their plan, we're making the assumption that they know what they're doing all the time and that they are not as confused as the rest of us. If there's one thing that I've learned is everybody's confused, nobody knows what they're doing, we're all just figuring it out as we go. I know when I was younger, I felt like I was the only person that was confused, that didn't know what I was doing, and everybody around me had it figured out. And I've learned that that is not the case. People just seem that way, but that doesn't mean that it's true. So don't just assume that the powers that be know what they're doing. They're just figuring this all out with us as they go as well. So don't give them any more credit than they need. And I guess one other thing that I want to mention is, or two things that I want to mention is, there's this anti-technology mentality out there, and it's been here for a while in the spiritual community, and now it's taken the form of anti-5G. And I just want everybody to think about that for a moment, because technology is what is allowing conspiracy theories to spew their message to the masses. Technology is what is allowing all of us to stay connected during a pandemic. Technology is what has allowed many of us to be able to work from home and still be able to bring in some income and still add to the economy in the middle of a pandemic. So this idea that technology is always bad, that it's always a conspiracy behind it, well, what is a conspiracy? It's been supporting us through this. It's made this pandemic better than it could have. So I just want people to think about that for a second. And when people say that coronavirus isn't real, That's because when you don't see something, it's hard for people to relate to it. And when it gets closer and it becomes a part of your actual life, like when it starts affecting people that you know, that's when it'll start meaning something. But that doesn't mean that it isn't real. It's kind of like when we have faith that there's a God or that there's spirit. You also have to have faith that when people say that they're getting sick, that you have faith there too, especially when it's worldwide. Like, it's not a conspiracy about the powers that be in America. Like, this is a pandemic that has affected the entire planet. People all around the world are telling you it's a real thing. So that's just like another thing that I guess people need to think about. Like, really evaluate all sides, not just the unbalanced view that conspiracy theorists are sharing to, again, give you the feelings of fear, anxiety, paranoia that feed the system that uphold the 3D matrix that we're in. So now that we've really talked about that, let's talk about how do we actually use conspiracy theories to our advantage to actually break humanity out of the 3D matrix that we're in into the 5D, as we came here to do as light workers and starseeds and indigos. So here's how you do that. Whenever you hear a conspiracy theory, if you are drawn to it, and you start to feel fear, you start to feel anxiety, you start to feel paranoia, I want you to forget about the conspiracy theory and focus on those feelings of fear and paranoia and anxiety. And I want you to try to understand what is fueling that. And I want you to heal it. Because when you heal the paranoia and the anxiety and the fear associated with these conspiracy theories, when you heal your relationship to this conspiracy theory, when you heal yourself in that, because we are all one and we are all connected, you will heal the mass collective consciousness around those conspiracies as well. And so when you heal the mass collective consciousness, because you have healed yourself, you will break mass collective consciousness out of this 3D matrix. So that is the path forward. It's not anti-conspiracy or pro-conspiracy. That is not the side. If I were to say that, that would be duality. So I'm saying find the middle ground, the balance, where you use the conspiracy in a way that allows you to heal so that all of humanity can heal and so that you can meet the objective that we're trying to meet, which is raising the vibration of the planet, raising the consciousness of humanity and breaking us out of this 3D matrix. So I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already joined my Facebook group, I have a Facebook group. It's brand new. It's called Trishna's Temple of Transformation. We have a lot more conversations like this. You can join the group by going to the link in the description box below. And also, I do one-on-one sessions to help people heal in whatever area that you need to heal on, to identify their blocks. Again, heal yourself, heal all of consciousness. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. If you haven't liked, give me a like. And if you have any thoughts on this, if you're related to this in any way, if you agree, disagree, let me know in the comments below. I'm always curious. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.